This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only.
What up, though? If you have a felony conviction and you're in the state of Ohio and you want to get that record expunged, meaning them felony convictions, stick around. We're going to go over the steps on how to help you get your felony convictions expunged in the state of Ohio. What up, though, and welcome to our new series. This is the series on how to expunge your felony convictions in your particular state. And today we're going to talk about the state of Ohio, what you need to do to and what type of convictions that can or cannot be expunged in your particular state. So I got a little checklist I'm gonna go over with you real quick. So in this particular checklist, I'm gonna put also in the description the PDF download on how to follow the steps. You want to obtain a copy of your judgment order for your convictions. That's first and foremost. If you only have one conviction, just get that copy. If you have multiple convictions in multiple counties, make sure you get all those convictions so you get them expunged. Okay. Fill out the forms and read them over to make sure they are complete. Okay, that it goes to be unsaid. You want to make 2 copies of the completed papers. Okay, and if you cannot afford to submit the copy, because it's $50 to file this particular application, right? If not, they have a poverty affidavit, and you have to get it notarized and sent in. If you qualified for the poverty affidavit, to basically not have to pay that $50 fee. Next, you want to take your forms to the clerk's office and file them. Make sure the clerks give you back your copy. You always want to make sure that you have your copies for your records. You understand? That's why we will make multiple copies for everything that we do. That's this reason being. So you want to have something. I would make like 2 or 3 copies. You know what I'm talking about? Just so you can have for your safekeeping. Next, you want to go to court. You know what I'm talking about? This, after you do all that, you want to go to court, and then you want to make sure that, you are presentable, so you can go in front of that judge, and you want to get them walking papers. And everybody that's been behind that wall or have them convictions know exactly what that means. You want to get them walking papers to let you know that you got that second chance. And I want to send a good shout out to Next Chapter, which is our nonprofit, which is sponsoring this video today. All right, so how to expunge your felony convictions in Ohio. What up, though? Dayton, Cleveland, Columbus, Toledo, Akron, all them cities out there that got them comrades out there that's trying to get that next go on to your next chapter in your life. So what we're gonna go over is your eligibility today, the waiting period, the list of convictions, and the conviction of public servant statute 2921.43. So what you want to do is you want to fill out the application, but along with the application, you want to request a certified copy of the judgment order of convictions. You will need to give the clerk your case number. If you don't have it, just ask the clerk to look up your last name. For a small fee, for like $1 or $2, the clerk will give you a copy. The judgment order of conviction mentions one of the crimes listed below. You cannot get your record sealed. So these are the type of crimes that cannot be expunged. First will be rape. That's ORC 2907.02. Sexual battery. ORC 2907.03. Corrupting a minor. ORC 290.04. Gross sexual imposition. That's ORC 2907.05. Sexual imposition. That's ORC 2907.06. Importuning. That's ORC 2907.07. Voyeurism, which is ORC 2907.08. Public indecency, that's ORC 2907.09. Compelling or promoting prostitution, that's ORC 2907.21 and 2907.22. Procuring a prostitute or permitting prostitution on the premises for which one is responsible, that's ORC 2907.23. Disseminating or displaying matter harmful to juveniles, that's ORC 2907.31. and 2907.311. Pandering, obscenity, that's ORC 2907.32. Deception to obtain matter harmful to juveniles, that's ORC 2907.33. Obscenity involving a minor, which is ORC 2907.321. Pornography involving a minor, ORC 2907.322. Illegal use of a minor in a pornography, or ORC 2907.323. All driver's license violations, ORC chapter 4507. I guess you have to go to see what that is. Driver license suspension and cancellation, ORC chapter 4510. Motor vehicle violations, ORC chapter 4511. Motor vehicle crimes, ORC chapter 4549. Bail forfeitures in traffic cases, traffic rule number 2. Misdemeanors of first degree or felonies where victim is under the age of 18. Felonies of the first or second degree. Offenses of violence that are misdemeanors of first degree or felonies, except the following offenses of violence, can be expunged. Convictions for riot, 2917.03, and misdemeanor convictions for assault, 2903.13. Inciting to violence, 2917.01, and including panic, 2917.31. So those are the ones that you cannot expunge. And hopefully anybody watching this video is not trying to expunge any of those type of crimes anyways. Because we all know there's a place for rapists and all those type of people up when you go up to that place. All right, so fill in the blanks on the 2 forms included in this packet. Application for sealing of a criminal record pursuant to ORC 2953.32. Judgment entry for sealing. To apply to have your record sealed, okay, it's $50. And the forms are filled out and judgment, okay. So we went over the affidavit. Salute all my ones, that's my comrades out there that's trying to get that second chance in life, because we all deserve it. And if you want to start a transportation business after you do these things, or if you don't need it, check out the videos on our channel so we can help you get started on your journey. I'm talking about starting your own business. Anybody that's trying to, get that second chance and want to get their felony expunged in your state, when you are eligible to apply for expungement, there's an expungement waiting period, and it depends on type of conviction and the satisfaction of your sentence. It doesn't begin until the final discharge of case. Many courts note many courts put a note in the dockets, the specific date that the case was terminated. Okay, so basically what that means is if you've been on probation for 2 years and your 2-year period was up in, we'll say, February, beginning in March, you can go down there, file the proper paperwork, submit for your felony expungement. Okay, it's not even that hard. It's basically like a 1 or 2 page docket. Basically, you're gonna list the convictions, discharge satisfaction, meaning were you incarcerated, did you pay all your fines? Because if you have fines, that goes along with this case, make sure those fines are paid off, and then make sure you submit the paperwork. So, list of convictions and waiting period. So we're about to go over a list of the convictions that you may have and the waiting period that it takes in order for you to be able to submit that paperwork. So if you have a dismiss, not guilty, or acquittal, there's no waiting period. Hopefully they wouldn't have a waiting period for some shit like that, because if you have been acquitted or found not guilty, or the case has been dismissed, that shouldn't be some reason why that is upholding you from doing whatever you need to do with your life. So I would hope so. So there's no waiting period for that. So if you have any of those, dismissed, not guilty, or acquittal, you have no waiting period. You can go down there and file that affidavit. It's called a poverty affidavit. and get it notarized if you do not have the $50. If you do have the $50, just pay that $50 filing fee so you can get your record expunged. I would do whatever it takes. If it's going to take too long for that poverty affidavit to go through, go ahead and pay that $50. Get that shit over with. Next, we have a no bill. It's called no bill. I didn't know what this was. It just sounds weird to me because I'm in Michigan, you know, talking about, so, you know, I never knew what that was. So I researched it. No bill means no indictment. So if you have there's no indictment, first I guess they sent you some paperwork and it didn't go through or whatever the case may be, and there's no indictment. There's a 2 years after that date of the no bill was entered by the grand jury. So if it came back, I guess, by the grand jury that there's not going to be a no bill or no indictment, then you have to wait that 2 years after that particular date in order for you to submit your paperwork to get that removed off your jacket. Next, there's minor misdemeanors and bail forfeiture. They are not considered a criminal conviction, and courts require a 1 year waiting period after the date of the infraction. So if you have a minor misdemeanor, and whatever it falls up under that minor misdemeanor, I'm going to, in the description, as I said before, in the description, I'm going to have, there's a PDF that's going to walk you through the process from the state of Ohio on how to get this, what I'm trying to say. How to get this felony how to get this conviction expunged off of your record. So I'm gonna give you the next thing is bail forfeiture. So if you skip bail, okay, then there's I guess a 1 year waiting period. I'm gonna give you a quick story. Back in the days, I was out on bail on the case, and bail bondsman. We went through a bail bondsman. So me and my daughter was going to pick up my wife from work at the time, and I was waiting right next to the building. You know, when she came out, it was about 2:30 when she got off work. So I see a truck that's coming down the hill. You know what I'm saying? I'm always paying attention to my surroundings because when you're in that type of lifestyle, you're always, you know, looking out, you know what I'm saying, looking behind you and over your shoulders at all times, which ain't the way to live, though. But to make a long story short, I see this vehicle. It's a truck. It's like a GMC pickup truck coming down the hill. And then I'm looking at my rear view mirror and I see another car that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not making no fuss about it because, you know what I'm saying, everybody about to get off work at 2:30 anyway. But then this car that I see in my rear view mirror is coming up real fast right behind me. So I'm about to jump out, you know what I'm saying, as a hothead, you know what I'm talking about? And so, you know what I'm saying, they block me in. So the truck comes down here and the vehicle blocks me in from the back. I have my daughter in the back. So what they end up doing is I end up skipping bail, right? So my wife was the bail. I think she was the signer on my bail, right? And what they end up doing is, you know, they yanked me out the car. And since I had forfeited the bail, they was trying to, you know, get that money. So they ended up arresting me at my wife's job and taking me down to the D to get booked in. So to make a long story short, I just wanted to give you my story about bail forfeiture because I got some experience with that, just so y'all know. But there's a 1 year waiting period from the date of that infraction for you to file that particular paperwork. Next, how to expunge your felony convictions in Ohio. Unclassified misdemeanors. I tried to look up what unclassified misdemeanors mean. They don't give me too much information, but I know I seen it in the manual, so that's why I'm going to drop that manual in the description so you'll know exactly what it is. But since you're in Ohio, you probably already know anyways, but I just want to throw that out there. Unclassified misdemeanors is a 1 year waiting period before you can file the paperwork for your felony conviction. Next will be minor misdemeanor and misdemeanor convictions at the termination of 1 year to date. So minor misdemeanor and misdemeanor convictions. There's 1 year that you have to wait for to file that paperwork for a felony expungement. Next, there's felony 4 and felony 5. There's a 1 year waiting period. I don't know exactly what them crimes are because in Michigan we don't do it. We don't classify it like that. So felony 4 and felony 5, there's a 1 year waiting period. Felony 3, there's a felony 3 convictions, there's a 3 year waiting period. I'm not too savvy on what those particular convictions is, but you go over it in the manual and it'll tell you exactly what those felonies fall up under. And then they got some shit where they're, public servants. Y'all be getting down too, just like Detroit. I know y'all was talking about our mayor, you know what I'm saying, the hip hop mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick. What up, though, Kwame? But conviction of 2921.43, there's a 7-year waiting period. Soliciting or accepting improper compensation. No public servant shall knowingly solicit or accept, and no person shall knowingly promise or give to a public servant any type of compensation. And if so, and if you're convicted, then there's a 7-year waiting period for that particular crime. But what they're going to do is ask you when you're filling out this paperwork, because I'm going to throw it up on the screen, but what they're going to ask you is the type of felony or misdemeanor that you have, the date of conviction, and then the date of discharge. And then if you fall up under the criteria, more than likely they will grant you an expungement from the state of Ohio. Like I said, Red Cash, what up, though? All my comrades in Columbus, East Cleveland, what up, though? We used to hit that highway all the time back in the days. But I want to salute y'all, and hopefully this particular video helped you. And if it did, we're going to keep this series going, where we walking down the steps on how you can start, or how you can expunge your felony conviction in your particular state. In Ohio, you was up today. So until the next one, salute.